everybody, welcome to Story Time. For today's story, you are from a small town. You will never amount to anything. Your grandfather was a fisherman, your father is a fisherman, and all you will ever be is a fisherman. People say you get mad too easily. They say that you take things a little too far. They say that you get too overconfident. You will probably live your entire life as an insignificant fisherman in an insignificant town on this insignificant lake. These are things that you felt before you met Jesus. You know, you're just a fisherman's son in a small fishing town. That is until Jesus called you and your brother to follow him. I mean, just imagine this for a moment, because you're probably not getting this. First of all, you are a fisherman. Now, in order for you to be a fisherman in this time period, that means you flunked out of school. All right, so you aren't smart enough to do anything meaningful. And on top of that, you are from a small town that is known for the two towns that are around you. And they are known for accepting the other religions of the countries that have taken you over. And then you see this young rabbi who, instead of letting his disciples choose him, he decides to choose. And instead of choosing the best and smartest students, he chose you. So someone that wasn't even good enough to finish school. Instantly giving you significance. But more importantly, he is accepting you. And beyond that, he is showing you how much you mean to him by putting you in his inner circle. And now Jesus has taken you from an insignificant trade and an insignificant town. He has elevated you into his most trusted 12. But he doesn't stop there. No, he goes on to include you into his most trusted 3. He takes you, your brother John, and your friend Peter to see things that not even the other 12 get to see. And as time goes on, you start to get more confident. And as you get more confident, you cross the line from time to time. You know, one time you even go as far as to ask Jesus if you can sit beside him for all of eternity in heaven. And whenever you cross the line like that, Jesus makes sure to correct you. But you also learn that Jesus' acceptance of you isn't going to change. And even with those things, Jesus chooses you to be one of the 3 to pray with him on a night that he is to be betrayed. Whenever Jesus is crucified, you run and hide. You abandon your leader, your best friend, to die alone while your little brother is the only one to stay. You never understood what Jesus was talking about whenever he would mention that he would rise again on the 3rd day. But now it's then. And you question if you messed up too bad this time. But just like every time before, he accepts you. And now you get to be with him. But it's a little different now because everyone knows what happened. And then on the 40th day, Jesus ascends into heaven. Well, now what are you going to do now? The easy thing to do would be to go back to fishing. But you can't do that because something's different with you. You've seen Jesus resurrect from the dead, and you know that he is the Son of God. And with that, you had an identity change. You can no longer live for yourself because your identity is no longer in you, and what you used to do is no longer what you do. Now your identity is in Jesus Christ, and you live to tell others. So you obey the last thing that Jesus told you. You and the other disciples go to Jerusalem to wait for the Holy Spirit that Jesus talked about. And once you get baptized by the Holy Spirit, things are never the same for you. You become passionate about telling others about Christ, so much so that you become one of the leaders of the early church. Now, perhaps it makes sense. After all, you were in Jesus' inner circle. But now you're becoming a problem for political leaders, and they decide to arrest you. The decision is quick. You are to die for your faith. But you're not a person you once were. Now this time you don't run. You don't turn your back on Jesus, but instead you enter a situation with such courage that you are able to bring one of his soldiers to Christ, even though he knows that means that he will be executed with you. And even though that final act doesn't make it into the Bible, the story of what you were able to do, even in your last hours of life, will be told forever.